back with another video, and I did want to come to you guys with something that is pretty much just, something I've had in my mind. Narcissists have a very distorted sense of what reality is, and they have their own reality that they live in. It's completely opposite of what we see as normal and what the actual facts are. So they distort it in a way that suits them. So essentially they have to have everything revolving around them. Their whole world has to go by what they want it to be. Because it's all based off of insecurity. If you kind of look at it, it's all based off their own insecurities. No, they're not, at the root of it, bad people, but they are very insecurity driven, very afraid of owning their truth. So they distort it and they create their own altered reality or their own altered universe in order to get through the day-to-day. The things that they're running away from, the things that are their biggest insecurities, things that they do to hurt others, that they've explained away in their minds because they live in this distorted reality, they cannot face what the truth is. They cannot face the real truth behind what they've done, what's happening in their lives, because it would mean utter chaos. It would mean destruction for them. They would self-implode, because you have to understand, by the basis of dealing with these things and these type of tactics as coping mechanisms, basically what this is creating your own altered universe is a coping mechanism, because ultimately narcissists are not built tough. They're not built to take the heat. They're not built to be accountable. They're not built to face the reality as it is. So they run away from it. They run, and they'll keep running and keep, building this intricate, false sense of self, this false sense of reality, in order to keep everything afloat, to keep that kind of, heat from getting to them, because they cannot deal with it. So they keep running, and they keep spinning this web of lies in their own mind, right? Some people even believe these kind of crazy lies that they tell themselves also. So that's why a lot of people, honestly, they kind of get, swept up in all this, because they honestly start to believe a lot of the crazy crap that narcissists really think about themselves. And if you don't like it, if you don't want to, fall in line with this fake reality that I've set up for myself, and kind of bow down to, me being like the king of this castle, then, they discard you. Goodbye. They don't need you anymore, because you're no longer serving that purpose, that whole fake self, fakeness, that whole fake life that they've created for themselves, right? Now, bringing all this back down, at the very base of everything, I do want to just restate again, because this is going to be a very quick video. Narcissists are afraid of their truth. They're afraid of being exposed. They're afraid of people knowing how full of it they are, how much they don't have, how emotionally bankrupt they really are, and how much, they are scared and insecure, and how vulnerable they can be. So to avoid all that, to avoid feeling like they have just really gotten to that point of just being super vulnerable, super scared, they'll hide, they'll run, they'll escape back into that little altered reality they live in, and just know that these are individuals who need help, that in a lot of cases are so deep down the rabbit hole, they just don't know how to escape this. They've been doing this for so long as a coping mechanism. They're so lost, and you have to almost feel sorry for some narcissists that need to do this to feel good about themselves, because it's only for themselves. It's not something that they're doing to hurt anyone maliciously. They're doing it as a protective thing, to protect their sense of self, to make themselves feel better as people, because they can't face that reality. Reality is too much for them. It's too scary. And to close out the video, I'll just say this. Even a narcissist has a day of reckoning when they no longer can hide. They no longer can run from the truth. And you don't have to be the one to impose the truth on a narcissist. Eventually that will slap them right in the face. It'll be something they have to confront in their lives. And by the time that they do confront it, they will have burned so many bridges. They will have exhausted those people that genuinely saw them for who they were, who saw through the distortion, saw through the smoke and mirrors, and saw them for who they really were. And at that point, a lot of the times they end up alone. And I think that's something where you can think about that. Just kind of like let that marinate. These people will end up alone with their issues, and they'll have to confront it at some point. Either because their conscience catches up with them, reality, they lose a job, they have to face the karma of certain behaviors that they've exhibited towards certain people over years, months, and they'll have to confront it. So with that being said, that's all I really have to say in this video. Stay true to yourself, distance yourself from narcissists who feel like they can distort reality and kind of tie you into these web of lies as well. Just stay grounded. Definitely watch out for people who do exhibit these signs, and stay true to yourself. Never distance yourself from reality because someone else can't confront truth and reason.